Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of Progress Now with Josh. I'm Josh. This is going to be a progressive independent media channel where I just kind of give my take on political things that are happening all across the country and whatnot. For the next few months, it's probably going to be mostly where I come to promote Bernie Sanders. I have been a huge Bernie Sanders fan since he first announced in 2015. I went and canvassed for him all across the Midwest. I lived in Indiana when he was running last time, and I canvassed in Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, um, maybe another state or two. I can't even remember everywhere. We just kind of traveled everywhere canvassing. But right now, there was some potentially huge news out of Iowa on Friday night of this past week. I wasn't really ready to start making these yet, but this news happened and it's huge, as Bernie might say. So I wanted to go ahead and start getting these out there just to let people hear my take on stuff. I follow a lot of the other progressive YouTubers and independent media. I really like a lot of their work, but I just feel like sometimes I have slightly different takes than some of them, so wanted to kind of put my 2 cents in here. So everybody knows Bernie's been surging for the last probably 3 or 4 weeks. He's leading now in California polling. Bernie is leading in New Mexico. Polls came out, which I don't even really know. They're very late in the process, so I don't know how relevant that is to anything, but he is leading in New Mexico polls. He's leading in most of the New Hampshire polls that are coming out now. As of early last week, he was tied on the CBS poll with Biden and Buttigieg in Iowa, which is one of the most important things because if Bernie can go on and win Iowa and then pick up New Hampshire, he may have that momentum to push him through Nevada and South Carolina, kind of like Obama did back in 2008. So a lot comes down to Iowa. It's really huge, which is kind of the huge news that just came out Friday. The Des Moines Register poll came out, and that is the gold standard in Iowa polling. And it has Bernie ahead by himself for the first time ever. And this is huge news because the candidate at this point in the election cycle for the last 6 elections who was leading that poll at this time went on to be the nominee. So what's so important for us now is we can't just take this momentum for granted. We can't just assume that he's going to keep doing that well. We have to keep doing everything we can to push Bernie and to let everybody know how great of a candidate Bernie really is and how he's just a once in a lifetime candidate. Mainstream media is certainly not going to help with that. This is something that CNN ran over this past weekend. Just awful. No clear leader. Even though Bernie is clearly out there ahead of everybody else, they just can't acknowledge it when Bernie is in the lead. If Biden or Buttigieg was in the lead, you can almost guarantee they're not going to have a no clear leader here up on the screen. But they do. It's Bernie. They're going to keep smearing him and keep doing everything they can to discredit him. So we have to keep that going in the opposite direction. If you can donate money. That's a big deal. Bernie had a huge fourth quarter, but he's going to need more money going forward. So if you can afford to donate, that's probably a good idea. You can phone bank. That's pretty easy. You can just go through the app and they give you a script. If you feel like you're somebody who wouldn't know what to say or wouldn't be comfortable, it's pretty easy. They give you a script and you can just kind of read through the script. You can talk with friends and family. That's big. I try to be positive with it. I found that if you put down someone else's candidate, they just kind of shut down and don't really want to have that conversation. But if you just lead in with how great Bernie is and then maybe point out some differences, that sometimes may help with convincing people. Probably the biggest thing if you're in the early states is just to go knock doors. Go down to a local site, one of the local Bernie canvassing sites, and volunteer, go knock doors. The face-to-face interaction is huge, and that's where you actually make the best connections. Tell people when the caucuses are, tell them how to get there. Just do whatever you can to make it easy for them to get out on caucus night. Talk with strangers. I wear my Bernie gear out and about all the time. This is my Feel the Burn Bernie shirt here. Wear stuff like this out. Maybe strangers will strike up a conversation with you, ask you why you're supporting Bernie. And then you have plenty of opportunity there to just tell them all the reasons that we like Bernie. For my part, I'm going to start making these hopefully on a weekly basis. All of my contact information is here on the screen now, so you can contact me at any of those. You can go on Facebook and connect to my page, send a message through Instagram if you want to, subscribe to the YouTube channel, send me a comment there, and let me know if there's any other content you guys would like videos on, and I will try to make whatever I can to help people out and just give you information. So again, I'm Josh. This is Progress Now. And until the next time, go out there and do what you can for Bernie. Let's go, guys.